Alright everybody, so you want to put the new Turf Raw Hyde spring in your deploy. Here is what I had to do to get this to work. First of all, the deploy likes to flex a lot. So there's a lot of things that normally wouldn't get in the way that you gotta brace or cut. It was the last thing that I did, but the first thing you're going to want to do is this flat end on the spring. You're going to want to cut it right there where my thumb is. It just gives you that one extra coil of space when you're trying to get it to catch. It doesn't really affect compression because it's just a flat ring of metal. And I put that in this end under there so that it doesn't have to, contend with the little spring catch there. Now, as far as clearancing, if you look back here, right in there, there is a rib of plastic, and that's on both sides. When the reverse plunger goes through, it was catching on that rib of plastic because there's so much stress from the higher spring yield. It was making everything go wonky. So I trimmed that. The next thing you have to do is right here. That protrudes up. I believe it's part of a lock. You want to trim it so it still catches, but just barely, because it gets caught on this, and then it would only like 3/4 prime. So once I got those two things, I got it to the point where it would almost catch. Like the little notch up here would be just right barely moving the catch up, but it wouldn't go back far enough. So the last thing that I had to do, well, the last two things are I clearanced right there on the other side of the shell, about 1 millimeter. And then I braced the rod here because it's got a lot of play. And when it was getting pushed back, like there was so much like deflection and flop in the body that it just would not push this all the way through the catch. However, once I gave it like that millimeter of extra draw, and then I got a piece of plastic there and a piece of foam dart there for a cushion, and this is braced, it'll prime. I mean, you gotta want to prime it. It's not like a hard prime, but you gotta, prime it hard. But that's everything I had to do to get the rawhide to work in the deploy. And as you can see in my video, the other part of the video, it's pretty decent. I don't have a chrono, but it's at least getting elite performances, except for the last dart, but that was a junk dart. So, but I hope this helps. And thanks to Mike at Turf Springs, Australia for getting this thing made, because it's awesome. And I will be buying more and putting in more blasters.